Hello everyone, and welcome to my Days of Our Lives official channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Days of Our Lives say that Trip Johnson will be confused when he finds out that Wendy Shin didn't catch her flight to China as planned. Ava kisses Stefan to trick Chad, Nicole and Maggie's surprise encounter. Since Wendy will in any case be in Salem, Trip will have a few inquiries and may trust that she's had a shift in perspective about moving to Hong Kong to help her folks. Done with Paulina Value, she'll have a surprising experience with Nicole DiMera, Ariane Zucker, and Maggie Kyriakis at the emergency clinic. Days spoilers say Paulina will offer compassion over Holly Jonas' experience, yet she'll likewise land in a difficult situation. Maggie and Nicole will ponder the justification behind Paulina's medical clinic visit, so they might fear something's off base. Paulina won't have any desire to share her potential disease news, so she'll rationalize to lose Nicole and Maggie. At the DiMera Manor, Days say Chad will put Stefan DiMera and Ava Vitali under a microscope, so they'll become barbecued about Salem's medication emergency and whether they're mostly to fault. Ava will continue to spread the story about her affair with Stefan, so she will kiss Stefan hard in front of Chad to persuade him that their big secret is true. Different Days spoilers say Everett Lynch and Stephanie Johnson will likely talk about their new lip lock too. In spite of the fact that Stephanie kissed Everett back, she could slow it down a little and advise him that fellowship is all she's searching for the present moment. Everett and Stephanie might concur it was an otherworldly New Year's Eve second and attempt to leave it at that. Naturally, that won't be easy because Stephanie and Everett are getting caught up in the same feelings they have for each other. On Monday's episode, DOL fans can anticipate that Everett and Stephanie will bond more, so temptation will increase. It may not be throughout the entire that until one more kiss occurs, so remain tuned for refreshes on Stephanie and Everett's way to a heartfelt gathering. Gabby discovers Stefan and Ava sharing a bed. Will a surprise release cause fury and heartache? Days of Our Lives, DOL, spoilers uncover that Gabby Hernandez DiMera, last played by Camila Banus, is experiencing in a correctional facility because of a few terrible choices and Lee Shin's, Remington Hoffman, last vengeance. Lee blamed Gabby in his last minutes alive and Gabby didn't help herself by getting found out at the crime location. Presently Stefan DiMera, Brandon Barish, has hauled Gabby into much more difficulty through this entire circumstance with Clyde Weston, James Reed. As a means of communicating with Stefan, Gabby broke her leg, causing her to live in absolute misery and fear for her life. In any case, Rafe Hernandez, Galen Gehring, not entirely settled to demonstrate Gabby's innocence and get her out of jail at the earliest opportunity. Days spoilers say Rafe will demonstrate he's an exceptionally dedicated and defensive older sibling, so he might turn into the legend of this story and at last score Gabby's delivery. Assuming that occurs, it's not difficult to envision Gabby concluding that she needs to shock Stefan with the uplifting news. Gabby could want to make her victorious revisitation of the DiMera Manor and paralyze Stefan with a hotly anticipated get-together. That could be an issue because of Stefan's muddled bond with Ava Vitali, Tamara Braun, and the main story they've made. DOL fans realize Stefan is claiming to have an unsanctioned romance with Ava, however they could wind up cheating for genuine not too far off. All things considered, Ava actually misses Jake DiMera, Brandon Barish, and gets help to remember him each time she checks Stefan out. In the meantime, Stefan is desolate without Gabby and pushed as far as possible over this Clyde tumult. It's conceivable Stefan will give up to allurement with Ava and attempt to free some from that pressure. Is this going to be a case of bad timing? Will Gabby gain her opportunity and find Stefan in bed with Ava before long? Gabby will confront wrath and despair assuming that she gets back home reasoning she will rejoin with her better half and tracks down Stefan under the covers with Ava, all things considered. Stefan might scramble to make sense of, yet Gabby might believe it's perfectly clear what he's been doing despite her good faith. Days spoilers show that a Gabby recast is going on, so this appears to be an extraordinary method for acquainting her with the material. The new Gabby could show up ready to brawl for certain emotional scenes without skipping a beat. There's no affirmation presently, yet Sherry Jimenez gives off an impression of being the entertainer who's assuming control over this day's job from Camila Banus. We'll make certain to give you refreshes as the Gabby recast's first air date draws nearer. Kristen's suggestion, Brady and Teresa acknowledge arrangement to save Tate? According to Days of Our Lives spoilers, Brady Black, Eric Martsolf, admitted to giving Holly Jonas, Ashley Puzimis, drugs. Obviously, Brady was attempting to safeguard Tate Dark, Jamie Martin Mann. The admission wasn't accepted, yet Tate wound up making his own misleading admission to safeguard his dad. This is getting truly confounded. Might a miscreant at some point step forward to offer Brady and Teresa Donovan, Emily O'Brien, an arrangement to save Tate from an extended jail sentence? Days of Our Lives spoilers Holly Jonas excess. DOL spoilers uncover that tempers are high as Holly battles for her life. Holly is in a state of unconsciousness, brought about by drugs that are coursing around Salem. Due to contradictory dialogue, the drug's identity is unclear. Obviously, the essayists didn't look into the contrast among uppers and killjoys. Regardless, Holly is in a trance-like state and everybody maintains that somebody should be considered responsible. Days of Our Lives theory, Kristen's suggestion, Brady and Teresa acknowledge arrangement to save Tate? DOL spoilers, Brady Dark's admission. While Tate is being designated by E.J. DiMera, Dan Feuerriegel, Brady attempted to accept any consequence for the pills to safeguard his child. Brady's confession was not believed by Rafe Hernandez, Galen Gehring, but E.J. was willing to accept it so that he could inform Nicole Walker DiMera, Ariane Zucker. Days of Our Lives spoilers, Tate Dark's criminal affirmation. Days of Our Lives spoilers for Wednesday, January 3rd uncover that after Brady's misleading admission, there was another contort. Tate burst into the cross-examination room and proclaimed the pills were his. Thus, presently we have two misleading admissions. It's reasonable why Tate made that affirmation. First of all, he couldn't let his father be blamed for something he had done wrong. Its other piece was no one was accepting that the pills truly weren't his. Thus, regardless of whether Tate come clean, that would entangle E.J. attempting to paint him as the antagonist in Holly's disastrous story. Nonetheless, in the event that Tate at any point hopes to be cleared, more than once lying isn't the approach. Tate and Brady ought to both have quite recently quieted down and requested a legal counselor. They didn't, however, so could that prompt them finding support from an unforeseen individual? DOL spoilers, Kristen DiMera's recommendation. Fans haven't seen Kristen DiMera, Stacey Hayduke, in some time. Kristen evidently whisked Rachel DiMera, Finley Rose Slater, out of the country for New Year's Eve. At the point when Kristen and Rachel return to Salem, they will learn about Holly and Tate. Kristen needed to make manages Holly to maintain order with Holly. Nonetheless, Kristen was likewise sincerely engaged with Brady for some time. Thus, eventually, Kristen could have been around Tate. Despite the fact that Teresa Donovan, Emily O'Brien, slammed Kristen for tearing Rachel away from Brady, could Holly's go too far change things? Might Kristen at any point offer Brady and Teresa her help with clearing Tate? Obviously, Kristen could have an exorbitant cost for her help. Is that a value that Brady and Teresa will pay? Thanks for watching. If you like this video, so please don't forget to subscribe my channel and don't miss any update.